What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad and I'm your host. Normally we talk about over-the-counter stocks, how to trade them, how to find success, and change the outlook of your financial position on with trading over-the-counter stocks. That's how I found success, and so I share my ideas and thoughts most about 4 or 5 days a week is usually about the amount of times I go live on YouTube for you all. And we also have a free community that is WeTrade HQ. Links are in the description for that. But today I kind of want to touch on a little bit of something different that's actually not stock related, but I thought maybe you could find some useful info about. Now, you guys know WeTradeHQ.com is my business that I've co-founded with my partner Jake, and we are a little bit over a month into this business going live and stuff. So I kind of wanted to share my thoughts and my insights on how we've done so far, and where we see ourselves going in the future, and just what it's like to actually be a business owner. Owning a business was something that I've always wanted to do, and while I could survive solely on trading, I felt like I had a deeper purpose, and I wanted to be able to impact people's lives. And I feel like that's what owning a business is all about, and not so much about just making money. Of course, that's part of it, but you need to be able to find that purpose in order to actually motivate you to be successful at this business. And we'll go in a little bit as far as like what I consider to be a success as far as the business is concerned. So as usual, we are live, so I'll go ahead and welcome some folks in here. Alan, Damien, Papa, what's going on? Louise, Daniel, Gabe, P. Dave, what's going on? LOC is a must for everybody. Yeah, I actually have a couple LOCs now. I want several businesses. Yeah, so I think this is actually going to be a good topic for you guys, especially for those of you who are looking to maybe start a business. And actually, I should probably do this. I keep getting I keep getting mixed up. When you're looking at a camera, everything's got to be opposite. So anyway, for those of you folks that are over here and are interested in starting a business, I think you guys might get something out of this. So what happened? So I was able to quit my job back in April because I found enough success that I could basically support myself solely off of trading over-the-counter stocks. And if I didn't have this YouTube thing, and if I didn't have WeTrade HQ, I could certainly survive on my own trading and live very comfortably doing so. But I, went to school for business, and it was something. The reason I did that was because it was something that I've always wanted to do, is just basically run my own business. And when I first started going to school, I had no idea what that was going to look like. What kind of business was I going to own? But what I did know was that I wanted to impact people's lives for the better. I wanted to leave some sort of legacy behind to where people could say, I was, a part of Brad's business, or I was, impacted because of the services that Brad provided me in a positive way, and my life changed for the better. And so that was the whole, that's where I wanted my purpose to lie. And so what did that look like? Well, I started trying to figure out what was it that I was good at, what did I like doing, and so trading came to mind. And one thing that a very good friend told me, when I started thinking about doing this whole business thing, was like, take something that you love doing, a strong skill set, something that you're really passionate about, and turn it into a service for other people. And so, you'll never be worried about fulfilling that purpose or being successful. And so that's what I did. And I wanted to be able to provide a community and a network of like-minded individuals, and have them all come together and learn from each other and celebrate from each other's success, and really just have an impact on the world. It's one of those things. It's like when you look at other social networks out there for traders, right? They charge you an arm and a leg just to post on their site, which I thought was ridiculous. I mean, you can post on Facebook for free. You can post on Twitter for free. Why can't you do that with trading? And so that was the idea that I had. And so my partner Jake and I got together, and he's basically what we like to call our roles or whatever, is that he builds the castle because he's a developer, he's a coder, he does all that good stuff. He's amazing at what he does. And it was kind of my job to bring everybody to that castle. You know, I'm very good at, you know, talking to you guys, obviously, and networking with other individuals, and just kind of, you know, being that personable face of the company. And so that's what I knew what my role was going to be. And so that's what I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job so far at doing. And, you know, obviously it's a business, so we got to find ways to make money. So as you guys might know, if you follow my channel, I have the course on trading, the over-the-counter stock course, and we have mentorships as well. We've made partnerships with, you guys might know, Kiko, and we got another one coming up on Tuesday or tomorrow night, and there's others in the works. And so that's the other part of it. You know, you're not obligated to, you know, spend a dime with us at We Trade HQ, but it's there for you if you want to step up your game, if you're looking for a more structured, you know, outlook on trading or whatever it is. You know, you're not obligated at all to buy anything that we have. Our hope is that you'll see the quality that we provide within the network, within our social network, that you'll, you know, see that the other people who have purchased our courses and mentorships and whatever else, the support that they provided with us. By the way, guys, thank you so much for those of you who have done so and responded in such a way that we have just been overwhelmed with support on that. Really wasn't expecting the amount of support that we've gotten from you guys so far, so that's been an amazing ride. But, you know, our first month has been pretty awesome. You know, like I said, the amount of support that we've received so far has been amazing. The other part of that, though, is that now it's like, okay, our first month is in, how do we keep this ball rolling? And so I think that's kind of going to be the challenge moving forward. So if you're starting out your business, you got like, it's almost kind of like starting a relationship, right? If you're trying to start a relationship with a significant other, or you're just getting into one, you have like what's called that honeymoon phase, right? And so everything's just new and fresh and exciting, and, you know, nothing could go wrong because everything's just going great right now. And that's kind of, there's that feeling of elation, you know, when you first start that business, because you get excited about what's going on and you have all these visions that you want to, you know, get down and everything else. But once that honeymoon phase is over, it's kind of like, okay, now the real challenge starts. How do we keep this going? How do we keep the ball rolling? How do we continue to keep things fresh? How do we continue to put out content that people are going to want to see? And so that is where we are right now. We're still obviously having a lot of success from a revenue standpoint, but, you know, we don't want to get complacent in that either, right? And that's my advice to you if you are starting a business, is that you don't want to get complacent, even though you see like a nice little you know, nest egg of revenue that came in, and you're like, oh, this is great. Because the thing is that that's not always going to be there. Like, obviously I had a nice following through YouTube, and there was a lot of anticipation rolling into starting the business and everything like that. So there's already people waiting in line to purchase our product because you guys saw so much value in what I had to offer on YouTube and everything else. And so that was a great kickstart to opening this business. But now it's going to be a real challenge to just try to make sure that I keep content fresh. And so part of that is reaching out to you guys. And so if you own a business, reach out to those people that you've already started that relationship with. You know, one of my mentors who's also a business owner, and by the way, if you do own a business, if you are entrepreneur, networking is everything. And so that's what I do. I go and reach out to people that, you know, have found success and are successful, and not only in just business, but anything that they do. I just like talking to people. And so I've, you know, reached out to, actually, it was a former instructor of mine, and he said, you know, his advice, and I couldn't agree more, was to, you know, bolster the relationships that you already have instead of always trying to get new eyes into your business. And of course, you know, reaching out and marketing and getting new people to come into your business is important. But then in the process, what happens to a lot of people, especially just starting out, is that they forget those people that, you know, helped you get to where you are in the first place, meaning your current customers or your current, you know, your base there, you know, your loyal customers there. You know, a lot of you guys that are on my channel and even watching now are what I would consider my OGs, you know, the guys who have been there since day one and have just believed in me from the start. And I couldn't thank you enough. And so I always try to make sure that I never forget you guys, and I never forget where I came from. And, if there's any problems that you guys have, with my product or anything that's going on within the free platforms that we offer, I want to make sure that you guys are taken care of, and, that I don't lose that loyalty from you. I don't lose any of that trust that I've built with you guys. And so that's of the utmost important to me. And I think if you're just starting out on a business, those early supporters are the ones that you're going to want to never forget about. And if you do, that'll be in my opinion, I think that'll be the start of your demise, and then and it'll lead you down the path of failure if you only focus on getting new people in. I think early entrepreneurs focus so much on trying to get that bottom line up every day, instead of focusing on building that relationship that you already have with people that have purchased your product already. And they kind of get put on the back burner, and that makes them feel a certain way. If you were, just had some sort, even if you were just in any relationship, it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship, but like if you got so busy with your friend, with whatever it is that you were doing in your life, and those friends that you've been friends with for so long, you lost contact with them or whatever, they end up moving on from you, right? And they connect with friends that actually care about them and are interested in their lives and whatever else. And so you kind of have to treat your business the same way. You want to make sure that you're maintaining that relationship with those people that you already have, so that you don't lose them. Because the other thing about that, though, is that when you're building that trust and the relationship with those people that you already have, they tell their friends, and then those friends tell their friends. So as long as you make sure that you are, putting out quality content and maintaining those relationships with those people that you already have, the rest of it's going to take care of itself. Of course, you want to do marketing, and you want to bring in new eyes from all over the place, and that is very important. And that's kind of like the stage that we're at right now. It's kind of, we're trying to figure out what it is, from a marketing standpoint, is worth spending a little bit of money on to attract new people in here. But we want to make sure that the number one priority is that we take care of the people that are already here. And so that's how it should go whenever you're running a business, no matter what it is that you do. If you're doing, especially in the service industry, but even if it's just products, if you're just selling a simple product and it's a one-time purchase thing, like if you're just selling, like toasters or something. If you're selling toasters, somebody's buying your toaster, make sure that you're following up with that customer. Make sure that you're maintaining that relationship, because even if you're not in the service industry, that relationship matters. Because if something's wrong with that toaster, that person never tells you, and there's a bunch of other toasters that are having the same problem and nobody ever tells you because you're not maintaining a relationship with them, they're going to tell all of their friends before you even find out about it, and then your business is already failing. So always maintain that relationship. And I think that's probably one of the biggest strengths that I have as an entrepreneur, is just building and maintaining those relationships with my customers. And our first month in has been super exciting, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are all watching here, and because you believe in me and you believe in We Trade HQ and what we have to offer. And I tell you what, guys, it really is a movement. That's something that I actually never really thought was going to happen. You always envision yourself being successful, but when I get people that reach out to me and through like a direct message or something like that, and let me know how I've impacted their lives in a positive way, is just something that, for me, that's how I value success. That's how I see success. I don't care if I make $1 million. I don't care if I make $10 million. And of course, that's important. We need money to do the things that we love to do and to live and eat and all that. But really, being in a successful business means that you're fulfilling, finding that success means you're fulfilling that purpose that you had originally. In the beginning of this video, I told you how I wanted to be able to impact people's lives in a positive way and leave some sort of legacy behind, so that when I'm no longer in this world, people will still know that I impacted their lives, and family generations from now will know that I did what I could to try and help people for the greater good, because people have helped me along the way, and it's only fair to just pay that all forward and still be able to earn a living doing that. And yeah, I used to have a day job, and I work way harder now than I ever used to, but my stress level has just gone down. It's kind of a weird experience. I'm so passionate about doing this, and I love it so much every day that even though I'm working harder than I probably ever have, it's a blast. I'm having the time of my life, and all that put together just makes me feel like, this is exactly what I was meant to do. And so I hope you were able to get something out of that, get some insight, and understand that we're not out to like grab all of your money. We just want to be able to make a positive impact in the world and get you to maybe have a better quality of life by impacting your financial situation in a positive way, whatever that means to you. So as always, I just kind of want to go ahead and check out the comments on the chat here. And for you who have made the decision to quit work, would it be fair to say you generally need one winning trade a week, or you have taken your salary based on one big winner a month? Just curious, is it scary to do? It is scary to do. It's one of those things where I just had to take a leap. I had to, basically what I did was I built my account to a certain point to where my account was able to pay basically for 2 years salary, just about. And so I was consistently making every month double what my normal salary was at my 9-to-5 job. And I will say in the summertime it's a little slow, so haven't been making a whole lot of trades, as some of you in the mentorship program have probably seen that I've been very cautious because I don't want to force trades, and that's another topic for another time. But as far as trading goes, you just want to make sure that your account is big enough to be able to support yourself. I always like to say, make sure that you have enough saved up to basically cover all of your expenses and then some, 6 months to a year out, so that you can still live comfortably and still trade. Obviously your mentality shifts a little bit when you're no longer getting that nice steady income from a 9-to-5, and so you are a little bit more cautious. Your risk tolerance comes lowers a little bit, and so you're not willing to take as much risk with your money when you take that 9-to-5 position, or leave that 9-to-5 position. But that's kind of my advice to you, is that if you can build your account to have at least 6 months to a year worth of expenses, and with the understanding that you're going to need to lower your risk tolerances and be okay with taking smaller wins after you leave your job, then I would say you're in probably pretty good shape. You've always been great. Thanks, Janet. Great outlook. Really appreciate the insight, having that cushion. Yeah. So, that's the other thing, as an entrepreneur, it's like one of those things where like I have multiple sources of income now. I don't just trade. I also have WeTrade HQ that brings in income. And I also have YouTube, which doesn't really pay crap, but, have that as income as well. And, I've got all these other sources of income, and that's I guess that's the bread and butter of being an entrepreneur, right? You don't just rely on one egg to support you the entire way through life. You're always looking for other ways to make a little bit here and make a little bit there, because it all adds up at the end of the day. And so that if you're looking to basically just work for yourself and you're sick of working for the man or whatever it is, that would be my advice to you, is to make sure that you have more than one source of income coming in before you leave. So while I could trade and have that be my only source of income and be pretty confident that I would live comfortably for the rest of my days doing that, there's something to be said about having that security of those other sources of income. I think it's just like a mind thing, knowing that you have that security from all facets, especially with having the business going and the YouTube thing going and all of that stuff. So that's kind of like why I like having those multiple sources of income. How many sources of income do you say we should have? So if you are looking to be an entrepreneur and no longer have a 9-to-5 job like that, I would suggest having at least 3 sources of income, maybe 4. And I think that you would probably be in good shape. And of course, it would all depend on how much those sources of income are. You don't want to, sell yourself short. You want to make sure that you're making enough throughout all those sources of income consistently, so that you're going to be okay if you up and leave your job. If you already make six-figure income, 2 years is a lot. 2 years is a lot, but you know, it all depends on your lifestyle as well. If you're living a lifestyle that's a six-figure income, then you're going to want to save up 2 years, and you don't want to make any sacrifices to that lifestyle. Then you're going to have to save up a lot. So I mean, that's another thing that you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to sacrifice the lifestyle that you have a little bit right now, work your ass off so that you don't have to work so hard later, if that makes sense? So expect the unexpected. Exactly. So this was great, guys. You know, I hope that you got something out of this, and that you know, this was valuable to you. If you like this kind of content, if you like this topic, then maybe we can go into it a little bit more, and just kind of maybe I can update you every so often on how my business is doing, how we're doing as how I'm doing as an entrepreneur, and how you know, I even thought about doing like a thing of, you know, why I decided to become an entrepreneur, not just like from a purpose standpoint, but like how much I love just the freedom of being able to do the things that I want, that I actually find purpose in, and just being able to do it basically wherever I want. Because as long as I have an internet connection, I basically can work. My office can be anywhere I want it to be, and so that's been one of the perks of the job, if you will. So you know, if you like this, then maybe I'll start doing a little bit more of it. But let me know if you're watching this at a later date, a later time. Leave comments in the below, and you know, I'll definitely. I always read all of your comments, and even the constructive criticism ones, and you know, always try to respond to them accordingly. So leave some comments for me if you like this. If you don't, then you know, I'll just stick to the trading stuff. But I always like to try to branch out to see if there's something that interests you guys a little bit more than just trading. So if you are joining me for the first time and you saw value in this as well, please subscribe to my channel. I go live at least 4 days a week, sometimes 5, and just kind of going over the trading day or whatever it is that we want to talk about. And if you like this, if you learned something, if you got something insightful out there, smash that like button. Don't forget to do that. And as always, guys, I will see you all before the bell. And B Smith is out. See you guys.